What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and today I have 4 NBA props that I'm loving for today's NBA slate. Now before I get into that, as always, the recap. So the other day, on Wednesday, I had 4 free picks for you guys. So I had Reeves, Filipowski, Williamson, and Hart. So Reeves cashed, Filipowski cashed, and then Zion chalked and Josh Hart chalked. And then for Thursday, I had a free pick in the Discord, which was Miles Bridges over 6.5 rebounds, which cashed. So overall, we're doing really well on the free picks, guys. 39 and 11 run. That's a 78% hit rate over a long span. This is not like just 8 plays. This is 50 plays we have done for the free picks, and we have hit a 78% hit rate. So that's insane. I've proven that I'm consistent. And guys, we literally went nuclear in the VIP on Wednesday. So guys, look at this. Cash is 2-man. Cash is 3-man. Cash is 2-man. Cash is 2-man. Cash is 2-man. Cash is 2-man. And then for today, today was a pretty bad slate in general. But guys, we literally almost cashed his 10-man. I mean, not 10-man. We almost cashed his 5-man for the 10x multiplier. It was a 5-man hedge. Only if Miles McBride could shoot 1 more 2 attempted, we literally could have been up way more. Like, it's crazy. We've been absolutely going crazy in the last couple of days. My mods, guys, if you guys join the VIP, you get access to all my plays and also my mod plays. So you guys can see my mods have been going crazy as well. Cash is 2-man, cash is 2-man. And then one of my mods also posts March Madness slips. CBB, cash is 2-man, cash is 2-man. Like, guys, what are you guys waiting for? You guys need to head over and join the VIP. The win section is literally pouring with wins, guys. You guys can see here all these wins in the month of March, and we're up more than 40 units in the month of March, which is crazy. So guys, if you guys are interested, head over to my dub club. The link will be in the pinned comment as well as the description. You can see it's only $30 a month. There's also a 3-day free trial, so if you guys are interested, you guys can check it out. But yeah, guys, we've been cashing like crazy. It's crazy. Like, I'm super proud of how it's going. There's not gonna be always winning days, but in the long term, I'm confident we're always profitable. And the data, it's tracked in a spreadsheet. We are profitable in the long term. So, but yeah, I just mentioned joining VIP. So if you guys are interested in a free way to get VIP, either you guys can sign up for Dabble or Chalkboard using code bankroll. And so once you use code bankroll and deposit, if you guys message me using this email or message me in the Discord, I can give you access to 30 days of free VIP. And also, as always, I always do a contest. So if this video gets 90 likes, I'll be giving away 30 days of free VIP to a random comment. So make sure to comment, subscribe, like the video. Appreciate it. And this is gonna help boost the algorithm. And yeah, let's just jump into the 4 picks I'm loving. Props Edge. I'm gonna be using Props Edge to research my props. Code Brian. It's just Brian, not Bankroll Brian. Code Brian for 20% off. It's literally the best research tool in the market, guys. That's how my hit rate is so high, because of this tool. So my first pick is gonna be Kevin Durant. So I'm loving Kevin Durant here. So the reason I'm loving Kevin Durant, as you guys can see, one thing I love about Props Edge is I can already see the point total. I mean, yeah, you guys can see this tab here. I can tell he has a really good matchup here. So I'll be taking Kevin Durant points over 22.5. So you guys can see here, last 10 games he's cashed his 5 out of 10 times. Last 20 games he's cashed his 55% of the time, 11 out of 20. Now he's facing the Cavs. You guys can see the matchup against the Cavs while they are a good defensive team, they are giving the 8th most points to Kevin Durant's position. So he has a good matchup here. You guys can also scroll down and go to his play type analysis. Guys, you can see advanced analytics using Props Edge. You guys can see his play types. So Kevin Durant scores 22% of his points from spot up shooting. The Cavs are giving the 5th most points to spot up shooters. Kevin Durant also scores 19% of his points through isolation. And the Cavs are the worst defensive team. Or not defensive team. The Cavs are the worst team at defending this play type, which is isolation. And you know, Kevin Durant, he's an ISO player, guys. So I'm really loving this matchup here. You guys can also take a look at shot chart analysis here. You can look at shot zones. Pretty, middle of the pack matchup overall. You guys can see his player shot chart here and then his team defense. Overall, pretty middle of the pack. And then you guys can also look at his head-to-head. So if you guys look at his head-to-head, he's cleared this every time against the Cavs. He dropped 23 points this season in only 31 minutes, but it was a blowout. So, the spread here, the spread is only 7.5. So, there is blowout risk, but I definitely think this game will be a close game for sure. And guys, Kevin Durant's line is usually at 26.5-ish, and his line is only 22.5 here. I think this line is just too low given the matchup he has against the Cavs. So I'll be taking Kevin Durant points over 22.5. Jumping into my next pick, I'm taking Deni from the Blazers. Deni Avdija. Bro, I can't say his last name. How do you pronounce his last name? But yeah, I'm taking Deni for his 3-pointers. So, you guys can see here, he's cashed this. The last 5 games, he's cashed this. And then, last 10 games, it's not looking that good. If you guys look at last 20 games, is looking worse. But guys, you guys can see here, the last 5 games, if you guys look at his 3-point attempts, he's taking a ton of threes, guys. 8 attempts here, 7 attempts here, 8 attempts here, and then, what is this? 7 attempts here. So guys, he's taking a ton of threes, guys. And I'm not sure if that's due to Jeremy Grant being out. Maybe it is. He just started, getting a ton of volume. But yeah, guys, Jeremy Grant is doubtful. So 80% sure he's not playing. So if you take out Jeremy Grant, it does get a little better. But guys, if you guys look at home looks way better. Deni plays way better at home. If you guys look at his away, it's way worse, guys. His game, Deni performs way worse at away games. So I'm really liking the stats here. And then if you guys look at the matchup against the Nuggets, guys, look at the matchup against the Nuggets, guys. First of all, the Nuggets are giving the 2nd most points to Deni's position, the small forward position. And then if you guys look at his matchup here, you guys can see Deni scores 23% of his points through spot up shooting. And then the Nuggets are giving the 8th most points to spot up shooters. So very good matchup here. You guys can look also at his shot chart analysis. Deni scores 34% of his points from above the break 3. And the Nuggets, below average, they're ranked 18th. So really good matchup here for threes. You guys can see his shot chart, all that green from above the arc. And his team defense, all that green. So really loving this. You guys can also look at similar players. Kyle Kuzma, Keyshawn George, Tamani Kamara, Yabusele. They have all cleared their lines. This 2 out of 10 hit rate, I think is bugged right now. But you guys can also see Nuggets are allowing a ton of points. They're giving the 9th most points overall in the league. So yeah. So I'm really loving this line here. with this matchup, if we're expecting Deni to continue shooting the volume of threes he's having. He's taking a ton of threes in the last 5 games, and he just needs to make 2. So yeah, I'm liking this line. So I'll be taking Deni over 1.5 threes. Also, forgot to look at head-to-head, guys. So this season, he already dropped 3 3-pointers and 2-pointers, and then he had 1 in the last matchup. But yeah, I'm liking him to go over 1.5 threes. Next pick, I'm taking Mike Conley. So let's jump into Mike Conley. So I'm taking Mike Conley over 7.5 points, or on Dabbled, there's 2.5 field goal made, which is I like it as well. So I can already tell, I just mentioned, why I really like Props Edge. I can already tell it's a good matchup. You guys can see on the top bar below player points, he has a chart score of 7.5 and a play type score of 8.5. So a really good matchup here. So Mike Conley, he's against the Pelicans. The Pelicans are pretty good. They are pretty good at limiting points to the point guard position, but I'm not really worried about that. You guys can see he's cashed this 8 out of 10 times in the last 10 games. Again, last 20 games, he's cashed this 14 out of 20 times with a 70% hit rate. Now he's going against the Pelicans. If you guys look at his shot chart analysis, Mike Conley scores majority of his points from above the break 3. And the Pelicans are one of the worst teams that I'm defending above the break 3s. They're ranked 24th in the league. So, really loving this matchup here. You guys can see player shot chart. Green from above the arc. Also green from above the bark from team defense. You guys can also see his play type analysis. So, spot up shooting. Pelicans are terrible. Pick and roll. Middle of the pack. Handoff. The Pelicans are also terrible. So, overall, very good play type analysis. As I mentioned earlier, his play type score is really good, 8.5. The Pelicans are also allowing a bunch of points overall. They're giving the 5th most points overall in the league. So, really loving this. If you guys look at his head-to-head as well, head-to-head, he already dropped 16 points the last time they faced, and then 8 points. So 16 points, 8 points, 7 points, and then 17 points. So the historical data against the Pelicans is looking really good. So yeah, I'm loving this line here, taking Mike Conley over 7.5 points. Last pick is going to be Jarrett Allen. So let's go to Jarrett Allen. So I'm loving Jarrett Allen PR. I'm loving his PR here against the Suns. Taking his PR at 21.5. So you guys can see here, he's against the Suns. If you guys look at the matchup, you guys can see Suns are just terrible against centers. They're allowing a ton of points, rebounds, and assists to the center position. You guys could take his PRA also, but I'm rocking with his PR. So you guys can see he cashes 6 out of 10 times. Last 20 games, he's cashed this 12 out of 20 times. And then if you guys look at head-to-head, he has a perfect head-to-head against the Suns. So I'm loving the data we have here. You guys can also see his shot chart analysis. So somehow the Suns are good at defending a restricted area. They're ranked 6th in the league, where Jarrett Allen scores 73% of his points. In the paint, that's where the Suns are terrible at defending. They're giving the 4th most points in the paint. So you guys can see here his team defense, and then the shot chart here. And then play type analysis, nothing really to go on about. But yeah, I love taking centers against the Suns. You know, I took, who did I take last time? Like Vucevic. I took Vucevic, guys. He dominated against the Suns. So, given this matchup here, you know, I'll be taking Jarrett Allen over his PR over 21.5. You can also see books like FanDuel, DraftKings already moving as well. So, yeah, really loving that. So, those are my 4 picks. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.